So now I would like to cover shoulders, shoulder injuries and chatturanga. Chatturanga, I can do lots of different videos on this one, but this is if you have a shoulder injury or if you're new to yoga and shoulders are a sensitive thing for you. In vinyasa yoga, we do a lot of chaturangas. So I'll show you a chaturanga first, and then I'll show you how to adapt it to suit a shoulder injury. So usually we come into them from a downward facing dog. So you're in your downward facing dog, and you come forward into a plank, and then come down onto the elbows, bent. I usually stop at 90 degrees and come up. So for this version, I've just got the tops of my feet and my thighs are floating. That's more advanced. You could have the thighs on the floor, but always squeeze the glutes, roll the shoulders back and chin to chest. So if that movement of that high plank to low plank, there's a few things you can do. You can stop at 90 degrees because as you come down, if you're stopping before that last little part of that chaturanga, you're less likely to damage the shoulders because you're not going out of that range of motion. So it's nice and more stabilized. The shoulder's not a massively stable joint because it's not a very deep joint, but you can do that as step one. So coming in your chaturanga, you come down to that 90 degrees in the shoulders and you come up, rather than coming all the way down to the floor. See my shoulder there? So it gets a little bit more outside its range of motion. All the rotated cuff is having to work a little harder there. So you can just stop at 90 degrees. You work on a lot of strength. You're just not getting that last little range. And a lot of repetition can lead to injury. So if you have an injury, the best thing to do is to skip your chaturangas for a little while. So what you can do, downward facing dog, when we all do a chaturanga, come down onto your knees, just take a little cat-cow. So you gaze up and exhale, look away, look down towards the belly and round out through the back. And then you just push back up into downward facing dog. So you've skipped the chaturanga and just done a cat-cow. So it might look like down dog. I would say in class, move through chaturanga or high to low plank. You just put your knees down, cat-cow, breath in, breath out, and then tuck the toes, meet us back in downward facing dog. So just try that next time if you have an injury or if you're a bit sensitive in the shoulders. It's a really nice way to have a very therapeutic, I guess, break in that usual chaturanga. And if the chaturanga's halfway through the class you feel like it's a bit much, you can just switch and take the cat-cows instead. I think it's a really nice way to give the shoulders a break. So yeah, I hope you found that useful and hope that if you need it, just know that it is there for you as an option.